Hi Quilters, I'm Lynn Gibney, AccuQuilt's Chief Brand and Product Officer. Welcome to today's launch party. Today we're launching not one, but two new dies, the Go Road to Fortune and the Go Star of the East die, which both finished to 9 inches. We're thrilled to share these new dies with you, but first let me introduce you to your hosts for today, Pam and Erica.
Thank you, Lynn. I'm excited about this.
We are.
All right, Quilters, these two new dies have been so fun and easy to work with, and they're both compatible with so many other 9-inch finished block on board or bob dies.
That's right. At AccuQuilt, we're always developing and releasing new and exciting dies to make cutting piece blocks and applique shapes more accurate and faster than ever before, so you can get back to what you love, the sewing.
That's right. We've got an exciting launch party for you today. As always, we planned a lot of fun. We've got some great prizes. We've got exciting project ideas, great trunk show samples, and some special offers.
All right, ladies, I'm going to go get ready for our expert, Marianne Fontana, who will be helping to show off both of these new dies today in a little bit. So have a great show.
All right, we'll see you later. All right. Let's not wait any longer. Here's a look at our two new dies. Block on, Quilters. Create intricate patterns with ease using the Go Star of the East and Go Road to Fortune dies. These block on board or bob dies are designed to effortlessly cut each die's 8 shapes in a single pass through any Go fabric cutter, including the Studio Cutter with the appropriate adapter. Both die boards featured screen printed letters to keep the shapes organized for beginner-friendly piecing and sewing. Since both these versatile bob dies finish at 9 inches, take them in any direction you choose. Pair these two dies together with compatible Go cubes or with other dies that finish at the same size to produce elaborate wall hangings, striking table runners, fascinating throw quilts, and more. Both dies include several free downloadable patterns that quilters of any skill level can make. Because at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. Okay, aren't they great?
They are so fabulous.
I love it. All right, Quilters, we know you must be wondering how to get your hands on these two new dies. To get your order in, open a new tab, type in AccuQuilt.com/party to see the site and place your order. That way you won't miss a minute of our show. We have so many fun things.
So much to do. Okay, we have got 2 special bundles for you today because we've got 2 dies. The first one is the Go Bob 9-inch finished die bundle. It includes the Go Star of the East and that Go Road to Fortune, both finishing at 9 inches, plus a 6x24-inch cutting mat.
And the second bundle we have for you is the Go Block on Board Favorites 9-inch bundle. You receive the Star of the East, the Road to Fortune, both finishing to 9 inches, the Go Crossroads, the Go Glorified 9-patch, the lovely Erica, she loves that die.
I do.
The Starry Path and the Go Setting Triangles, all of them finished to 9 inches, 2 cutting mats, 6x24 and 10x24.
That is a heck of a lineup.
That is a great lineup.
Wow.
Some of my favorite dies right there in one spot.
Right there in one spot. Yeah, you can also find many of our products at your local AccuQuilt retailer. Now to find the retailer closest to you, just check out the store locator on the AccuQuilt's website.
And if you don't have an AccuQuilt retailer, be sure to let your local quilt shop know you would love to see our Go products there.
That's right. All right, quilters, let's take a good look at the block that we're going to be making with the Go Road to Fortune die. So let's look at the block.
Here is the block right here.
There we go.
Okay, now listen. We fell in love with this block. It looks so complicated.
Yes.
It is so easy to put together. And we talked about it back when we did our show on barn quilts.
Our first show on barn quilts, yeah. And
Yeah.
we tried everything we could think of to make this block from dies that we already had, but with no luck, right?
No, we tried.
We did.
We tried cubes, we tried companions and other bob dies, but quilters, these shapes are one of a kind. Now this die, let me show it to you here.
Okay.
is designed to cut one 4-color 9-inch block in just one pass through the cutter. And it will fit in any of our Go cutters, including the Go Me, because it's on a 6x24 die board. Now, you'll notice the pieces are all screen printed. We have that 1/4-inch seam allowance and specialized dog ears. Ooh, but Erica, what do we have here?
Notches.
Notches.
Magical notches. This is going to be so key. It's really going to help you put this block together, and it makes it so simple to put this block together.
It's so easy.
Don't look at it and think that it's too complicated. It is going to be great.
Now, A and B, for example, you're going to cut these, and you want to keep track of your pieces A and B.
Yes.
I did this really high-tech way of keeping track of things.
Sticky notes.
Sticky notes. Yeah, we'll show you how to do that. But everything's going to go together easily because you have those notches.
That's right. Now, you'll want to be sure and download the free block assembly directions
Right here.
that are found on our website. So go to the product page for the die, and you can download those block assembly directions. It's going to include the coloring page for you, so you can
here.
try out some different designs.
This is one I use. Yes, this is the whole thing I printed out so I can
Whole
do.
thing. Yep.
And there's a little line that says block assembly instructions.
Click there.
Click there.
That's what you do. Super
amazing.
simple. Super simple.
And there's also a video that the lovely Eric and I made showing you how to cut and sew this block together. And so speaking of cutting, should we lay out our fabric and cut some
I
pieces?
think we should. I bet you've got some fabric handy even.
I bet I do. Okay.
I saw it over there.
All right, so the thing that is super cool about this is you can make it 4 colors, you can make it 2 colors, you can make it scrappy, lots of different things to keep track.
Yes.
Okay? So I'm going to come right here for my shape F, and these are not directional, so you can fan fold back and forth. A and B, same color, different shapes.
Okay.
Okay. And C and D, same color, different shapes.
Yep.
And then F, do you love this pink?
I do love that pink.
Okay.
So bright and pretty.
All right, so it's on a 6x24 die board. You could use it through any of our cutters, including the Go Me. We're gonna use our Go Big today. How come?
Because we can. Because it's right here for us.
Right here. Okay, so watch how easy this is.
And this block is made up of 4 identical units. So we're gonna lay out a unit so we can prove to you how easy it's gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Just follow the directions, keep track of your pieces, and so 1/4-inch seams,
Yeah.
right?
And yes, and I leave the shapes on the die board.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
Okay, give it a little love. Slide, don't lift. Ooh, that was a perfect slide.
It was a perfect
We
slide.
don't get those very often here in the Dream Studio. It's so staticky. It's kind of looking lovely here in Nebraska.
It is
right now.
looking lovely. It's looking fallish.
Okay, so here is our block, and let me tell you that this is important.
Yes.
Because you're going to create a section with A, and then a section with B.
So here's the A.
Right here, yep. And so we're gonna take this right here, we're just gonna show you
Just
how
lay
to
out.
put one together.
one, yeah.
Okay, but then I'm putting these back here.
Okay, yep,
Okay, and then this is shape D.
right.
Okay, now look at this, Erica. This is so slick. Oh, I have 2 of these here. Okay, you're gonna be able to sew those together perfectly because those notches are there.
Yep.
1/4-inch seam, it's gonna line up.
And the dog ears are cut off. It's perfect.
Right.
Okay.
Now, there is a left and a right shape E.
Yes.
And so you want to make sure that you're adding the correct direction. So
And
here's the
again,
left.
the notches are going to line up for you. That's how you know.
That's how you know. And see, look right here. It's straight.
Yep.
Okay, and then F, there's a left and a right.
There is a left and a right.
And you're going to know because the notches
The notches.
are going to line up. Oh, see, that's
See?
wrong. Hold
It's
on.
wrong.
I know, hold on, just one sec here. Oh, it's this one. Phew.
Yep.
Okay.
There
we
you go.
Okay, so that's the one section.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did, and I'm sure you did as well, I sewed all of that section together.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing
And-
with B.
Exactly.
So B is a little bit bigger.
It is. They're not the same.
They are not the same. And then we have C,
See?
and we're going to just build this the same way. Now we're going to do the other side of E.
You're going to know that it's right again because of your
Oh,
notch.
See, here we go.
There you go.
And then the other side of F.
That's right.
And then look at that.
And then those two, they're mirror images, but they're not perfect mirror images because these are different.
Right, and here's kind of my little tip about this. When I sewed them together, I pressed all my seams open.
Yes.
And then, listen, you'd be so proud. I put a pin because these sections here, you want them to meet.
It's so true. I am proud.
I know, I know. All right, super easy to sew together. I sewed all the A units together and all the B units together.
too.
And just made blocks for days.
Now, this is a great time to remind you that all of our live events like this live on our Facebook and YouTube pages. So you can go back and watch any time that you would like.
You can, because sometimes it helps to, I'm a very visual person.
Yes.
So if I can see somebody putting the block together, I'm like, oh, that's right.
There you
All right, now that I think that we've already shown off this die and how great the block is, I think we should give one away.
Oh, good plan. All right. The lucky registered viewer winning a Go Road to Fortune die today is, drum roll please, Andrea S. from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Congratulations.
Andrea, you're going to love this one.
Jill.
Oh, this die is so fun. All right, now for today's show, we ask expert Marianne Fontana to see how much inspiration she could come up with using both of our dies.
That's
And
right.
we kind of gave her a home decor theme.
Yes.
All right?
Yes, we did. Now, she's a self-taught sewer, quilter, and textile artist. She started sewing at the age of 8, the tender age of 8.
Tender age of 8.
She recently won both first place and judge's choice in the wall quilt category for her quilt, The Boat Maker.
Marianne creates and sells her own quilts, patterns, and other textile arts on Etsy, produces free educational quilting videos for YouTube, and volunteers her time for 2 great causes. We have 2 dies. She should have 2 causes.
There you go. The first one is the Giving Doll Project. It's a national organization that makes cloth dolls for those in need of comfort. The second one is Quilts of Valor, which she designs patterns for and volunteers to free motion quilt the quilt tops that her local group in Delaware produces.
Good job, Marianne. Thanks for all you do. All right, without further ado, let's check in to see what ideas Marianne has using first the new Go Road to Fortune 9-inch finished die.
Pam and Erica, thank you for having me back again, and I have just had a blast. I feel like I'm wealthy with this Road to Fortune die. Really cool, couple directional pieces. You always want to make sure that A, B, C, and D are all cut with the fabric facing up, the E's and the F's, because there are 2 you can fan fold. The block finishes at 9 inches, so I know I can already use my 9-inch large square, which I have behind me, which you will see later on. But the first thing I want to do when I make a new block, and the first time I get a die, I will make a sample piece. And in this case, I decided to just use 2 colors just to see how it would play out. I used a white and a variegated multicolor batik. Now, I like to go on the internet, and I always like to look for new ideas. So, is this upside down or right? I guess it doesn't really matter. But these are the 4 images that I found on the internet, which is going to be the source of my inspiration for everything I make today. So let's go down to the design board, and I'm going to show you what I did with Road to Fortune. I collect a lot of fat quarters and a variety of different fabric pieces that are not in my comfort zone, simply so that when I do make blocks, I could try to step out and do something different. So I decided to use these floral pieces and some polka dots and fun things, and I made this Road to Fortune. I think it's really kind of cool. It's got the flowers on both sides. Here I did the pink, here I did the lavender, yellow polka dots, and green sides. So that was my second version of it, and I used all this really cool fabric. Let's go to the next one. I decided I found some fat quarters and some coordinating fabric, and I used this burgundy and this black, and then these were actually the fat quarters that I used, and I came up and I did this block, and I think this is just lovely. Look at that. How pretty it is. Now for inspiration, what I've decided to do is I think I'm going to use the 9-inch square and just make squares around it and do these. I think it's going to look lovely. So there is a third. I found these fat quarters. They're all kinds of florals and like lollipops and kid prints that I really liked. And I wanted to see what it looked like if I were to do one with a solid piece as opposed to different segments. And I thought, well, that looked pretty cool. And I actually worked on a couple of designs with it. Just I thought it was kind of fun. And to me, they look like pizza pie slices. I had been using this as my reference for my inspiration. Anyway, I didn't really work on one that had the solid colors like this, so I decided to do that. But instead of making the entire block, I decided to leave the corners off and make a circle with it. So I just left off the shape F, and I put a little batting and backing on it, and I made like a little padding, but they're circular. So I just thought that was really cool. So I hope you like my Road to Fortune inspiration. Wait till you see what I do for my reveal. Stay tuned.
Okay, so clever.
So clever, yeah.
The part where she takes those blocks and makes them into pot holders, we sell Insabright on our website.
Yeah,
So perfect way to use those test blocks.
Right.
Make
right.
pot holders for
Leaving the corners off and getting that rounded shape,
Yeah.
very clever.
And the different colorways, we're going to talk about color in just a few minutes,
yes.
but just amazing.
Now, you may have noticed that she writes on her dies in the video. She likes to mark the size needed to prep or to rough cut her fabric on the die.
And you're right, and she always says great ideas, and we talk about this all the time, yet I'm still amazed at the difference color placement and fabric selection are in a block, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so the first one she did just had the two colors and so many different possibilities. So let's look, we did this one in a different colorway.
Right, right. So we've got it in a different color.
Oh, here, we'll look at it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the one this is the one on the packaging. But look, we did it in completely different colors. It looks completely different.
And it really does pop that center design.
Right, this one's kind of dark with the dark green. I should have used maybe a lighter green. This,
Yeah.
guess what, was my test block.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So, there you go.
Perfect every time.
Okay.
So the difference that she got between the florals and the darker tone fabric too.
Oh, yes.
So really, you're going to make a block for everybody out of this.
And I certainly love the look that she got, that she left those corner pieces
Yeah,
off.
that was
She's
really
super clever.
Yeah.
All right.
So
All right.
that certainly fits with that home decor kind of theme that we gave her for the challenge today. Yeah.
Yes, pot holders.
Really clever. Okay.
All right, so many great ideas. Well, Quilters, if you're looking for more fun and inspiration, be sure to join me every Wednesday at 12 noon Central Time for AccuQuilt Live. Tomorrow, we're going to use the Road to Fortune die. The following week is Star of the East.
Yes.
Tomorrow, guess, I know you're going to find this so hard to believe, we are going to make it scrappy.
I can't imagine.
Imagine that. So be sure to register now for the chance to win a door prize. We have tons of fun, and you will love the scrappy version.
Yes, yes, you will.
You will.
I've seen it, and you will. I do. The blockbuster hits just keep coming with our second new die of the day, the Go Star of the East. Have you got that block over there?
Imagine that,
Imagine
I do.
that, okay.
Here we go.
Isn't
Ta-da,
this,
ta-da.
I just think this stunning block is a showstopper.
This is the Gibney's favorite block
Yes.
of these two. She has wanted this block for a long
Yes, Miss
time.
Lynn loves this
She
block
does.
a lot, and I can certainly see why.
Now, again, this one looks super complicated.
But it's not.
It's not. In
really
fact,
simple to put together.
this is
actually.
a block you normally would have to make using foundation paper piecing to get those points perfect, but not with this new die. Let's take a look. Take your little I have this fabric at home.
No.
Sorry, I digress. All right, here it is. So it's on a 6x24 die board, so it's going to fit through all of our cutters, including that Go Me. And there are only 3 shapes in the block, A, B, and C.
Yep.
These are the same. They're mirrored images.
Right.
And again, Erica, you and I talk about the value of a bob die
Yes.
and the fact that it comes with additional shapes besides the ones you can make the blocks with. This comes with 2 sections of half square triangles.
Right.
So on the back, ones at home, I just measured what they were finished, wrote it on the back with my marker.
There you go.
That way you can just keep track of it and think, oh, maybe I need a smaller half square triangle or whatever, okay?
And it's designed to cut a 3-color block in one pass through any of the cutters.
Yes.
And but we're going to talk about color with this one too, because there's so much that you can do with the color with it.
Right. And you would think it has Y seams?
It doesn't.
No, none. And I think that that's really important because otherwise you have to put those inset seams in.
Right. And
This
you
is
don't.
so easy.
It's really easy to sew. Okay. I think we need to cut one of these too.
Yes, let's do that. All right, Erica, so we're going to let you lay out the fabric down there. So A and B are these corner half square triangles.
Right.
Look at this. That's how you don't have Y seams.
That's how you don't have Y seams. They're magical.
Yep. And here is C, and we want our C's to be two different beautiful colors. Here we go.
Here we go.
Make sure I covered it. And we need a 6x24 cutting mat. So Erica, if you had both these dies, which you should have,
Yes.
you could cut pieces for the Road to Fortune and Star of the East in one pass through your Go Big.
There you go. Such a deal.
Okay?
All right.
Just like the Road to Fortune, you want to download the free block assembly instructions from the product page on the AccuQuilt website. Hey, are these available on every bob die?
All the newer ones, we are adding and getting caught up with some of our older ones still, but we are actively working on that because these are great directions. So,
Oh my, yes.
Yeah.
I find that sometimes in my quilting head, I think, oh, I know how to put this block together.
yeah, and you know what?
It's
you
not
do,
true.
but yeah,
It's not true.
sometimes we sew ourselves into a
Okay,
corner.
Do this here. I'm going to pull these pieces right off. There we go.
Okay, so we're going to lay out, again, we've got these 4 units that go together to make this block. So let's take a look at,
Okay.
and it all builds off of those corner half square triangles.
Yep.
And remember, we've got those little things called seam allowances going on, right?
Imagine that.
Imagine that. So here, I can reach them better than you can over there.
Are you making this block? You got to turn it this
I
way.
gotta turn it that way.
It's okay. I was trying to help.
I know.
Wait, we need a half square triangle.
We do. Here, you reach those. You have longer arms.
I'm just going to
Now,
build it right here.
The dog ears are just absolutely perfect because they're going to fit together. Let me get my arm out of there so you can see what I'm talking about. They're going to fit together absolutely perfectly. No trimming. Remember, we got seam allowances here
Yes.
to deal with.
Yes. Okay. And I'm going to do this one right here. And then Erica, you have some tips about pressing.
I do. So this is definitely a time to make a test block. And you can watch the video that Pam and I made on how to cut and sew this block that's on the product page. But here's the thing. Any way you look at it, you are going to have some bulk in the center of the block because
here.
you've got all those points coming together, right?
Yes. Right here.
So what I found works the best, or at least it did for me, was to press all of my seams open
Okay. So here.
until it came to sewing together the 4 units.
Okay.
Now, when I sewed together these 2 and these 2, I pressed them to opposite sides. You can kind of see that.
Yes.
So that when I put those 2 rows together, they nested in the middle. That's how you're going to get that absolutely perfect point in the middle. And then I went ahead and basically did the spin the seam
Yes.
in the center and pressed the 2 opposite directions so that it really did reduce my bulk as much as I could.
Okay. But you have a secret to tell everybody.
I do. So I will tell you that the first block I sewed did not turn out nearly as well as the second one that I did.
Right.
So you really do want to do a test block first. The sewing itself is very easy.
Yes,
really.
very much so. Oh, yes, and talk about chain piecing for days.
Oh, yeah,
right?
totally.
But I'm with you. I feel like the pressing, press it open, and then I love that trick about pressing in opposite directions, and then it's going to lay flat.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we've looked at this super simple block, I think we should give one away.
Ooh, that's a good idea. So who's the lucky registered viewer winning a Go Star of the East die today, Miss Pam?
Well, let's find out. Drum roll, please. Joanne K. of Kissimmee, Florida. Congratulations, Joanne. You are going to love this die.
I'm going to pick up our pieces here.
I know. So easy. It looks complicated, super fast to put
Super
together.
fast and easy.
Okay.
All right, now that we've seen the Ghost Star of the East in action, let's see what ideas Marianne's got using this die and see if she's got some more home decor projects up her sleeve.
I bet she does.
Well, hello, Pam and Erica. I'm back. This is Star of the East, and this is the finished piece, what it looks like. It is a really cool die. There are 3 shapes. The C's are the points, and then the corners and the sides are the A's and the B's. It's not directional. It's really hard to mess up. I've managed to do it a few times, but that's okay. That's just me. I don't read directions. But please read the directions first. And with that being said, you should always, 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 always make a sample piece. And I've decided to do it this way so it looks more like a spinning star as opposed to a dimensional star. And this also is a 9-inch finished block, which is the same size as the Road to Fortune, hint, hint. Okay, so they're both finishing at 9 inches. And let me walk you through my design ideas for this one. So this is the Star of the East that I did as my test block. So the next thing I did is I took this candy stripe lollipop type fabric and I made a block using the centerpieces as solids. As you can see, and I think it looks clever with the black and white. So once I finished that one, I decided to go back to that black and red fabric, and I made the Star of the East out of the black and red. You're starting to notice what I've done? I'm using the same fabrics as I did for the Road to Fortune. I'm doing it to show you how different everything looks, even if you use the same fabric. And that's also going to walk me into my final reveal piece, because these are both coordinating. So I'm making them in both colorways. So here's now the Star of the East, and I've used the flowers. I've used the lavender and the pink with the yellow polka dots and the green around it. And my last idea for Star of the East is doing exactly what I did to Road to Fortune. I left off the corners and I made an 8-pointed star. Left the corners and the sides off. I put fusible on the back and a backing on it, so I made like a sandwich with fusible in the middle. I can put a little hole in it now, and I can make a mobile. And actually, come to think of it, I probably could have just made 2 blocks and had it 2-dimensional, so it would be. And that is my last idea for Star of the East, and stay tuned to see my reveal.
Okay, so clever.
Yes, the ideas just keep coming.
The mobile is beautiful.
Yes, that really was
Just
pretty.
trim it down and hang it up. And so many great colorways with this block and ways to use it. I just think it's amazing. Okay, now quilters, one of the first questions we get every time we release a new block and board die is, can you make them with a cube or another die?
That's right.
And the answer here is no.
No, that's right. Now, on the sample that Marianne showed with the black and white in the corners and both sides of the star point being the same color, it looks like a Lemoyne star die, right?
It does.
But is it?
No.
And could you use the Lemoyne star die to make it?
Absolutely not. Okay?
So share with us.
So here's those half square triangles.
Yep.
Here's those half square triangles, right?
Yep,
That we
yep.
put here. But it's this shape in the center.
Exactly.
If we take this diamond, cut it in half, and sew it together, this has the seam allowance built in. This does not.
That's right.
So it's going to shrink it, and then none of the rest of the block is going to work at
Right.
all.
Exactly.
Okay? Super cool to put them together.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's brilliant.
I think so too.
So in actuality, you could make a Lemoyne star
Right.
with the Star of the
The
East,
East.
but you can't make or you could make a Star of the East with a Lemoyne star die, but not
Right.
vice
So you
versa.
could get that look by, here, we'll show you,
Here,
by using
yeah, solids.
solids.
Look at
you
how
know,
cool that is.
or 2 matching pieces. It could
Right.
be a print too, but 2 of the same fabric for the points.
But I think that this is so much better pattern.
Oh, I do too.
It's
I do
just
too. It's so
stunning.
much more visual interest.
Yes.
It gives you the different dimensions.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, 3 colors is amazing, but we can change it up. So
Right.
Erica cut some felt pieces.
Yes.
So we can look at some different units.
Right.
And look at how the points come to one another.
Right. So we were thinking about some different colors. So let's think about those corners.
Right.
Right? Okay. So let's lay out some felt pieces. And felt is really fun because, you know, it's got a little bit of body to it. It's not going to blow off your cutting table. So one of the things that she did was to change up and do 2 different colors in the corner.
Yes.
So that was kind of fun.
That gives you that secondary look,
So
which is
if
really
you
fun.
do that and put those 2 different colors, then when you put 4 blocks together, you're going to have a pinwheel block
Yes.
here.
Which I think is brilliant.
Now, if you'd get a totally different look, if you went ahead and you did the colors to match those star points.
Oh, yes, because then it
So-
makes that elongated.
So then it's going to make this kind of really funky elongated star.
I
So
think
think
that's
about
super
that.
cool.
And then you could do the same thing. You could elongate these shapes by adding the same matching color onto them. So this would make a whole, totally different looking block.
We totally could.
Or you could pop something totally, your whole design would change then if you just changed out one color on the unit.
So you can use felt, you can use craft foam, you can cut them out of paper,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So change it up, make some blocks like this. This is what we do a lot.
We do. This is really fun. This is kind of how we experiment and we get ideas, and it just really changes it up. Then we go back to the one
Such a
color.
stunning block.
So,
All right.
So quilters, today, here's our question. We want to know which new die is your favorite. Is it the Go Road to Fortune? Is it the Go Star of the East? Or is it both?
If you're watching via the registration link or YouTube, you can click on the vote box below or to the right of the chat box.
And if you're watching via Facebook, vote from the box that displays over the video. I don't know how anybody's going to pick.
No, because both of them come with such amazing designs that are just showstopper designs. And not often do you look at a block and go, wow.
Wow.
And this is a wow.
These are.
Yeah. And don't forget, you can save with the Go Bob 9-inch finished die bundle, which includes both the dies we released today, the Go Road to Fortune and the Star of the East, which finishes to 9 inches.
And we are celebrating National Sewing Month. We've got 20% off machine embroidery downloads. No code is needed to redeem this offer, and all eligible items are already marked down for you.
Okay, amazing Halloween ones, zookeeper,
Fall,
gnome,
Christmas is coming.
goose is getting fat. All right, our smallest and most portable cutter, the Go Me Fabric Cutter Starter Set, is currently marked down to help you save significantly. Be sure to take advantage of these special offers, and both of our new dies will fit through that Go Me.
Now, since both of these great new dies finished to 9 inches, our little quilting heads got busy thinking about other dies that would possibly work well with them. Now, now that Marianne has showed us one, that was that 9-inch finished square.
Okay,
So-
I have it right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Phew. I cut some things. Hold on.
So this is great to, I know we
I
both.
pinned them. Sorry.
Oh, look at that.
I know, just for you.
Pins, who knew?
Okay.
Okay, so we can.
Oh, here, we can do
Yeah.
Road to Fortune on
Road
one
to Fortune
side
on one side.
and Star of the East on the other.
There we
And
go.
I'm going to shut my cutter.
Give us some more room
Give us some more room.
to explore our options.
Okay.
There we go. So there's the look of having the solid. Boy, these two even match.
I love using setting squares between blocks because it really allows you to showcase them.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And it gives you some applique space. So if you want to add some applique to a project, you like in fall colors, then you could add some leaf and pumpkin applique.
Right. Or you could do them in winter colors and add snowflakes.
Yes.
There's a die for that.
Yeah, there is.
Now, how about setting the blocks on point?
Okay, so that changes up the whole look, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay, so we'll,
Here we go.
there we go.
Here, we're going to take this out though. Because look, we have lots of blocks.
Okay,
Yeah, just go with me on it, okay?
okay.
Just trust the
I was
process.
just gonna put that on top of the solid one.
No, I just want to change it all up. Listen, they gave me a little free rein over here, so I'm totally
I know,
taking
Joe,
advantage
she's
of
gone
it.
rogue.
Okay, so now we have setting triangles, and we have sides and edges,
Yes.
right? Sides and corners. Is that what we call them, corners?
Sides and corners. Mhm.
Okay. So the sides, are going to fit right here, and we've cut on the lengthwise green, so everything's going to look together beautifully.
Corner.
And here's my corner over here.
Here's my side.
And that's how it's going to keep it all together perfectly.
And it's such a different look. Just, you know, I mean, basically we're building a sampler quilt here, right?
Right.
With 9-inch blocks. How
Right.
stunning, how quick, how easy.
I really do like it, actually.
I do too.
And these are some of our favorite blocks. Here's glorified 9-patch, your
Yes,
favorite.
there is the glorified
So we have
9-patch.
settings triangles in all the sizes.
Yes.
4,
Yes.
5, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 12.
Right, and of course any 9-inch cube block would make a great matchup in with this mix. You don't want to stop there though. You know, like we said, we've got this, but
Right.
I also really love churn dash blocks, and that's a 9-inch layout. So you'd actually make that with the 6-inch mix and match cube. And that would be really fun to throw in the mix with our other friends as well.
Yep. So other Bob dies, the 9-inch Starry Path.
Yes, we
which
had that
talked
one
about,
out here.
And glorified 9-patch.
Yes.
And they're just amazing.
Yeah, that glorified 9-patch is one of my favorites, and wait till you see some of the samples we've got coming up with these
Brilliant.
dies.
Now there are so many options and different looks possible, and we haven't even seen Marianne's home decor final projects yet, so stay tuned for
That's
that.
right. Now, quilters, if you love inspiration like this, be sure to check out AccuQuilt's blog. It's filled with so many tips and tricks and inspiration, including exclusive tutorials and patterns.
Can I guess what this week's blog is?
I think we're going to be talking about these two great new dies. You can discover everything we just talked about and more when you subscribe to AccuQuilt's blog.
All right, we've seen tons of inspiration with our two new dies, and we haven't even started our trunk show yet.
I know, so I think we should get Lynn back here and take a look at what she's got for us.
I feel like she's gonna take one of our favorites.
Probably.
All right, well, let's
Always
get her out.
happens,
All
doesn't
right, Miss
it?
Lynn, will you join
All right,
us?
we're gonna risk it and have you
We're gonna
back
list
out.
it. Oh, this one's
I
so
could
pretty.
hear you.
I know. She knew we were talking about her.
All right, well, this one is the Go Shimmer Stars wall hanging. It's by Terry Vandenbosch of Lizard Creek Quilting.
Hi, Terry.
And she's used Andover fabrics on it. I love this one.
This one I think is so brilliant because the background squares are colors are opposite.
Right.
Right, it gives it that look. So the blue ones have the light blue and the dark blue has the white. I just think the colorway of it is so pretty.
Yeah, you get that secondary 4-patch design. But I love the movement and the
Waving
quilting.
Good job with that, Terry.
And you were talking about that earlier.
And the color.
Right, and yeah, it reminds me of an indigo and white quilt. I've seen shows with just that
Yes.
color palette. So
We had one at Quilt
In the Quilt Museum.
Festival, too.
in festival, right? Yes, yeah.
Look at how pretty that
We're
is.
talking about the red and white exhibit
Yeah.
that's up right now at
And solids. Look at all the solids that you're going to see in our
Lots of
trunk show.
solids.
right. And this one, I do want to just say it's just the Star of the East die plus a couple of different strips.
Oh, there you
So
go.
Yeah.
There isn't much here to make this wonderful wall hanging.
Yeah.
So
Great.
That's
All right. Thank you,
fabulous.
Miss Lynn.
All right, now the next one up is the Go Road to Fortune Throw Quilt.
Okay, I'm
This one,
love
This one is by Ellen Alt of Handmade 3D. She's used Robert Kaufman fabrics. Again, we're using solid fabrics here, but I love so many things about this design.
Okay, first of all, kudos to Ellen for figuring out the math. Here is the Road to Fortune, which is a block that I'm loving. And here's the left and the right. There's sections of it, right,
Yeah,
that she's used. And then, so right here, those are solids.
yeah, she's pieced the same, I mean, matching colors together
Yes.
so that we get this amazing design.
And then shape number 1 from the 9-inch cube, and then 9-inch setting squares. And phenomenal pattern. I love it's just so different. I think that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
yeah, can we see the? Oh, there it is.
Can you see the quilting on it?
how
Because the
it's-
quilting is just
I think,
amazing.
Lynn, when you show us the back, we can see the quilting really well.
Okay.
I like the asymmetrical layout that it gives it too.
Right, and here's that secondary colorway, you know, because she used a light and a dark on the Road to Fortune.
Yeah, and this one is an example. I know I heard you talking about it earlier about changing up those corner pieces with different colors. You get that. That's a cool
You
thing.
could
And
totally make it red and white. And then it would
could.
like peppermint candy, and you could use a red and white stripe binding.
There you go.
There she goes.
Well, I think we got a good shot of the quilt.
Oh, did we? Okay.
So,
Okay.
all right, that was
And it has a solid on the back too, so that it really shows that. Okay, this one is so sweet. This is the Glorified Violets in Bloom wall hanging by Marianne Fontana of Fontana Originals, and she's used Hoffman fabrics in this.
She has, and Marianne, again, solids, but Erica, what dye did she use?
Well, she used the Glorified 9 patch.
Just
So
for you.
because there's the curve with the Glorified 9 patch, it matches up with the curve look of the Road to Fortune, and it really accentuates that round design, doesn't it? It almost looks like, here it almost looks like gears and sashing.
Right. And what a great weekend project, right?
Absolutely,
Just put
yes.
it all together, get those 2 dyes, add you a little strip on it for the binding. It's fabulous.
And she's really accentuated different parts of it with her quilting again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like this type of a pattern where you can extend it if you want to make it into a queen size quilt, you know, versus
Oh yeah,
sure.
make it a lap quilt.
Or you could make it a table runner. That's
Yeah.
what you need, Lynn.
A really long one. All right, next up we've got the Go Majestic Stars wall hanging by Heidi Pridemore of the Whimsical Workshop. Now this
Heidi
is
did a great job here.
totally different look, very different fabric ways. We've gone to prints now, and you see totally different things in it.
Okay, so you got to look. Here's the block, right? And then here's half blocks
Yeah,
on the corners.
so it's 4 complete blocks
Right,
surrounded by half blocks.
right. And because of the colorway, it kind of gives that 3D effect, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one is really interesting, the pattern
Yeah,
of this
the
and
muted,
choice of,
the muted colors in the star points really makes the pinwheels that are created out
Right.
of the corner units pop out, and this secondary design as well.
And again, it just uses 1 dye and then 3 strip dyes for the border, or maybe just 2.
Yeah.
Like the same.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
very simple, not a lot of dyes to find.
Yes, get it all together.
Okay, I think
Yes.
the next one is back here.
Oh, yes.
We all love this.
Okay,
Yes.
Amanda Harward, I've already messaged you this morning on this because I have a question. We'll talk about it in a minute. This is Amanda from Larkspur Quilts, and this is called Bright Fortunes. And again, solids, Lynn.
Yes. Yeah, it's just very, just pops the contrast. But you have the lovely rainbow palette here on the centers, and then the black and white.
And then what's the other block she used, Lynn?
So we were talking about this earlier. So this is a kite block made with the 9-inch cube.
Right.
Because our kite die finishes to 8-inch, but still, it's just like a wonderful a combination. You definitely get this round
Right.
edge, I guess, from the 2 blocks together.
Yeah.
And I think that this would be a fairly simple project too. Could be a weekend
Right.
Oh, yeah,
project.
absolutely.
Because the Road to Fortune will go together really quickly, and of course the kites will too.
And
Yes.
Amanda, I'm going to make it a row longer and a row wider because those are simple blocks to make.
Yes.
So if you have the companion angles, you can have that kite shape and then those half rectangle triangles.
That's fabulous.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And the border really sets it off.
And we definitely want to show the
Look at
choice
this.
of the backing fabric is gorgeous.
Okay,
I already
we're,
sent a message to Amanda and said, please tell me where this fabric came from because is that not fabulous?
Yeah, wonderful. Great job.
not that we love it or anything.
Not that we do.
Now,
Next is Twist of Fortune Throw Quilt by her good friend Stephanie Jacobs. Jacobson of Steph Jacobson Designs. She is local here in Omaha. She used Moda fabrics, and this is the pattern on the packaging.
so here, this is with the dark green in the center, like we had in our first sample block. And it gives it a totally different look than when all of those pieces are the different rainbow colors on the
Right.
quilt behind us.
Yeah, when the A and the B shapes are the same color, it looks completely different. And again, 1 dye, 2 strips. Look at that.
Yeah.
And fun quilting. Stephanie, I think that's fabulous.
Yeah, this
Hey,
is a fun one.
You got to show us the back of this.
Oh yes,
one.
this one has a
Yes.
really pretty back.
This is so pretty.
Look at that.
Look at these pretty,
Isn't that pretty?
gosh. springy. It will come. We have to have winter first, but it will come.
We have a little something. Okay, this one is phenomenal. Talk about a showstopper.
Gosh.
This is the Go Rainbow Road Throw Quilt by Jennifer Strausser of Dizzy Quilter.
And can you see all that variegation? I'm gonna get out of the way so we can see the color. Okay, so first of all, Halloween right here in the top. Way to go, Jen. But the center of this Road to Fortune is the outer ring of the next row.
Right.
So here's the center, here's the outer ring, and it goes on. So clever use of color.
Yes.
And again, that secondary pattern because you used black and white for the corners.
Yes, when you change that up and do 2 different colors instead of the same color, it makes that totally different design look.
Yeah. I love this, Jen.
Yeah, and I love it too. I'm excited to see the scrappy version of this block tomorrow.
Yes.
Because we are seeing a lot of wonderful solids here, and I think we've got some great fall color palettes, but this is such a great option for a scrappy block too.
Okay, can you show us the back? Because the quilting on the back is just stunning.
I'm going to show you the whole back because we were
Yes.
talking, even though you'll see our little notes, but
Yeah.
About a piece back is such a great option.
Yes.
Especially for something like this, if you've got some, not leftover fabric, but some
Extra fabric.
There's no such thing as leftover fabric. But look at this fun quilting design. She did strips and then that cute design. And quilters, we always put a label on our quilts. You should put labels on your quilts.
You should. Great reminder.
All right, next up we've got the Go Glorified Star of the East Throw Quilt by Jen Strausser. Again, Dizzy Quilter. And look what the Glorified 9 patch does when you put
Erica
it together with
had a
the
heart
Star of
attack
the East.
when she saw this in person. She
And
thought
there's
this was
purple,
amazing.
you know?
Purple and glorified 9 patch.
But I would not have thought to team up the teal and
No.
the lime green, and I love it.
Well, and the best part is that because of that glorified 9 patch, you get those big circles, right? Which you think, oh, that's going to be really hard to do.
You don't even see where the block
No,
is.
you don't. And then the top, we just cut it right off the top, so you get those little tops of the circle.
And the pops of color in the center of the glorified 9 patch just really sets off this colorway.
And that fabric is super fun. So
Again, solid. So wait till you see tomorrow's scrappy. It's going to be super
but
fun.
it's a solid. It's got
a pattern to it.
a weave to it.
A weave. There you go.
What am I trying to say?
I know what you mean. It has a weave to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It has texture.
the texture. It's got some texture to it.
This one's
I love a
definitely
good texture.
very
Oh, did you want to
cool.
show the back of
Oh,
that?
yes, let's show the back.
This is fun. What she
Jen,
did
way
with
to
the
go.
quilting. Yeah, look how she did those diagonal lines.
Yeah.
And
That way
again,
it doesn't detract from the circles.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it just needs just that little
Little
simple
stitch in the
touch.
ditch.
a little stitch in there.
Yay.
Okay.
This is
is pretty
Cosmic
fun.
Bloom wall hanging by our good friend Gina Jempasa of Gem Hill Quilts. This is the project we are making not tomorrow, but next week when we talk
Yes.
about Star of the East. And okay, this is so clever to just take those quarter blocks and instead of sewing the entire block together, she took sashing between and cornerstones between. And we're going to show you how to make this because I think this is brilliant.
And it's a totally different look.
Totally. And you could totally make a wall hanging, you could make a table runner, you could make it big with a bed quilt. I just think it's such a great, fun project.
And I had added that if this is a great option where you don't have to sew those center seams.
Right. If you're nervous about sewing that center point, do this one.
Yes.
That's why we're going to sew it in 2 weeks on Wednesday.
Yeah, very, very nice. And again, we've got a
Job, Gina.
piece back, which is pretty
I
cool.
love that.
Gina and I are often on the same wavelength. She does great things for me.
Well, we've got one last stellar sample, and it's the Go Stellar Flare Table Runner. Again, by Gina Jempsa of Gem Hill Quilts. She's used Timeless Treasures here, and this is print. This is a print. These are
It is a
prints.
print. And look at this. So the center block, and then she has half blocks right here, and corner blocks. So Lynn, we were talking about you have a big long table.
I do.
You could continue to bring that out for as long as you need to, and then you just have that one center block in the center.
And look at the difference that you get when you turn that block,
Yeah.
that unit around.
Yeah, that's how this is very similar to that Lemoyne Star, because we would do a lot of that with that block as well.
Sure.
But I do like the contrast from this color palette and the ability to extend it, you know, and have some fun with this pattern.
Oh, and you could do so many different things with color with that too. So
Yeah.
many different colors.
So I do think this would, you know, inspire me to make something at home. So I'm going to take it and borrow it for a while.
And borrow it. She's
Borrow
gonna
it, she
borrow
says.
it. She
Don't
said.
forget, quilters, all of these patterns are available as free downloads from the AccuQuilt website. Be sure to download your patterns before your dies arrive, so be ready to go quilt when they come. And Lynn is taking this one, but I think you should make it longer.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
This is just for inspiration.
Oh,
I'll get
okay.
it back.
We'll be back.
I will.
She says, all right, well, thanks, Lynn.
Have a great rest of the show.
All right,
She
quilt.
says that.
She says that every time.
I know. All right.
All right, well, quilters, you can easily plan your next project like that table runner with using our free Go Quilt tool. Now, you can even upload pictures of your very own fabric to see what your project will look like before you make your first cut.
You and I use Go Quilt all the time.
Yesterday.
Yesterday for me as well. Look at that. Numerous fabric collections from our sponsors, as well as solid colors, are also available from Go Quilt. Plus, we have thousands of free quilt patterns for you to envision your next project. Here's a deeper look to help you get started. Look what I have. Okay, earlier in the show, we asked you, which new die is your favorite? Is it the Road to Fortune or the Star of the East or both?
I can't take you anywhere.
You cannot. But what about you, Erica? Like,
Okay, so I love the Road to Fortune. When we did our barn quilt show, we were so taken by
Yeah.
that. But the Star of the East and some of the things that we've seen, especially
Yeah.
how it pairs up, you know, with the glorified 9 patch, I don't know, this is going to be a really tough choice.
yeah. And okay, I'm totally in love with Road to Fortune because tomorrow we're going to show you how to make it scrappy.
I do love what you did with it, Scrappy.
And I do love that we can change those corners to different colors
Yes.
and get that secondary colorway. So I'm torn, but
Yes.
you get to decide.
We are conflicted. Well, luckily there's an option for that. There's
yes.
both.
There you go.
So if you're watching via the registration link or on YouTube, you can click on the vote box below or to the right of the chat box. Go with both.
Okay. And if you're watching via Facebook, vote from the box that displays over our video. All right, quilters, it is time for our expert to reveal her final projects. Marianne, what have you come up with using both the new Go Road to Fortune and the Go Star of the East 9-inch finished dies?
So today's challenge was a home deck theme, and I was supposed to design using the new blocks around a home deck theme. So I decided to go back to the original 2 block samples that I made and use a white background and this multicolor batik for everything. So here we go. This is called Dancing Down the Road to Fortune, and this is the Road to Fortune die. It's a 9-inch finished block, and then I have the 9-inch finished squares, which I talked about. But this also has sashing in it. There is 3-inch sashing in here along it so that I could get the smaller pinwheels. And then I use the 9-inch shape number 3 to make the larger pinwheels, and there are 4 of them. And that is Dancing Down the Road to Fortune. Now, to make it more of a home deck theme, since it's a throw, I decided to make a a complimentary piece with it, and I just used 4 sashing, the 4 small pinwheels, and 1 Road to Fortune block. And I did bind it. I made it like a table pad. It's really pretty. Or you could even hang it on a wall for a home deck theme. Or what I did also is I put 2 panels in the back of it so it can be used as a pillow. But the cool thing is, it looks like I put piping on it. I didn't use cording. I didn't do any of that fancy bias stuff that you need for piping. I just used regular binding and bound it just like I would a quilt. Inserted this, and I have a pillow. Let me show you how pretty it looks. And here is the pillow made from the Road to Fortune. And again, the flaps are in the back, but if I want, anytime I want, I can just take the pillow out, and I have a table pad. So let's go on and look at what I did with Star of the East, okay? I made what we call a table drape, and it's a lightweight version of a quilt. Let's look at it. Here it is. This is what I did. But basically what I did is I made the quilt top. I used the Star of the East, and then inset in the small pieces, I used the 4-inch cube, and I used shape 5, 3, and 16 to make those spinners. And then I used a 3-inch strip cutter to put a strip around it so I could finish it at 9 inches. Now, instead of quilting it, and instead of making it bulky, all I did was cut a second piece of fabric, and I ran out of the one, so I did a strip in the middle, and I sandwiched them together, right sides together. I sewed all the way around the side, leaving a little piece to pull it through. I flipped it inside out, pressed it down, I top stitched the seams, and I have now a very lightweight table drape that I can toss over a table. I can put hooks on it, and I can make a curtain out of it and just hang. It would be like a blackout curtain, because since it's lined, you'd be able to put it in a room. It would look really pretty in a kid's room. Or you can use it as a shower curtain, or you can use it as a summer weight blanket. Now, I know we're going into the winter, so it's a table drape. Now, in my spirit of trying to make things to match, I also did a couple of pads, table pads, which are just simply an AccuQuilt, 1 block. I put that insulate in it that is heat resistant, so I could use it on top of my table pad on the dining table to protect the table surface from heat. And if I wanted to, I could take my pillow out and coordinate it with the Road to Fortune. So that is my home deck theme. I've made you a table drape, which you can use for a variety of different things. We've made some heat insulated pads. We've made a pillow that also doubles as a pad. And then I made a pretty throw to go with it. And that is my reveal for Road to Fortune and Star of the East. I hope you like them.
Okay, first of all, Insabright was a brilliant idea to make pot holders.
Yes.
We sell that on our website.
Yes.
But lots of different ways. That table topper,
Yeah.
right?
So many different designs that she got using the trapezoid with
Right.
that to make the little pinwheely.
And you loved the binding on the pillow.
The pillow. So usually when I make pillow covers, which I've started doing quite a bit, you know, you can get a project done fast.
Yeah.
Way faster than a whole quilt. And
Yeah, that.
I've been sewing right sides together and turning it, but I like the pop of color with the binding around it. I think I'm going to do that on my next one.
In her spare time, she can whip up pillows. I love it.
Put them up.
Quilters, at the start of the year, we introduced our Paying It Forward campaign called Covering the World, One Quilt at a Time. This campaign is a collaboration between AccuQuilt and Moda Fabrics with Baby Lock as our sponsor. Together, one person from our teams is donating a quilt each week of 2022 to a charity of their choice.
Now, last week's donation was made by our AccuQuilt expert, Anita Amador of the Quilty Peacemaker. Now, Anita is a retired Navy chief, and she made an American flag tumbler quilt and is donating it to the Kentucky Veterans Brigade in her hometown of Bowling Green, Kentucky, where it will go to the home of a veteran in need. What a great way to pay it forward. Look at that amazing quilting.
The quilting on it is just stunning.
Oh, Anita, fabulous.
Anita's great job. Be sure to visit our website for details on how you, our viewers, can participate in Covering the World One Quilt at a Time by going to learn.accuquilt.com/quilttheworld2022. Eric and I, we are the last submissions.
We're the last of the year.
2022.
You can also follow hashtag QuiltTheWorld 2022 on social media to see fellow quilters' donations all during the year. And while you're at it, be sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
We'd love to share our community's quilts and stories as well as our behind the scenes videos. You don't want to miss out. Now, 5 minutes ago I brought this out, so maybe we should give it away.
Yeah, I think maybe. So Quilters voting is now closed. We're about to announce the official favorite new die, but first, we're going to stop teasing you and give away this great bundle of fabric from our friends at Andover, who are helping us head east with a lucky selection of fabrics. Now these have that weave in them.
Yes,
that
you would
I
like
was
this.
seeing these. They're in the samplers.
The Gibney was eyeing these. I had to take them from her.
She was. Well,
Yeah.
she got the table runner already.
I know, but look at all these yummy solids and perfect
They're
for
fabulous.
Road to Fortune.
Yes.
All right, the winner of this bundle of lovely Andover fabrics is, drum roll please, Christine N. of Central Square, New York.
Congratulations.
Christine, you're gonna love it. And huge shout out to Andover for helping make this a lucky launch with our fabric giveaway. All right, quilters, the time has come. We've asked which of our new dies is your favorite, and it's time to announce the winner.
All right, now the team has counted all of your votes, and our winner's favorite new die is, drum roll please. Well, it is the Star of the East, but by a nose over both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so get them both because I think you're gonna love it.
You're gonna love them.
All right, be sure to join us next week at 12 noon Central Time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. We're having a Halloween-themed event called Quilting Tricks and Treats. Eric and I, we are wearing our witches' hats.
We are. Register now for the show on our events page. That way you'll be entered to win a door prize. It's gonna be a whole lot of spooky fun.
It will be very fun.
Now, remember quilters, we have some special bundles available for you. To get your order in right now, open a new tab in your browser, type in AccuQuilt.com/party to go to the site and place that order.
The first bundle we have is the Go Bob 9-inch finished die bundle, which includes both of our brand new dies, the Go Star of the East and the Go Road to Fortune, both finished to 9 inches with a 6x24 cutting mat.
That second bundle we've got for you is the Go Block on Board Favorites 9-inch die bundle. Now with this bundle, you'll get the Star of the East and the Road to Fortune, but you're also gonna get the Go Crossroads.
Which is fabulous.
Which is fabulous. The Go Glorified 9 patch, which is of course one of my all-time favorites. We saw it. We saw how fabulous it was
so
in
great
the trunk
with those
show.
trunk shows.
The Go Starry Path 9-inch finished, another favorite.
Yes.
Those Go setting triangles, everybody needs those.
Turn them on point.
And 2 mats.
Now, because these are both are terrific bundles to get your order in, plus you're going to save with either of these bundles, so place your order today.
That's right.
And remember, you can quilt now, pay later. For more information on financing through AccuQuilt, visit AccuQuilt.com/financing.
Well, we normally say it's time for us to go sew, but
It
we're
is
going to be
not.
hitting the road. We got to go pack.
Yes, we will be at the AQS Des Moines show on Thursday, which is the day after tomorrow. We have a meet and greet at 11 a.m. with our amazing retailer who is there, Inspired to Sew,
they're
right?
a great retailer.
They're so great. So come meet Eric and I. We'll do some social media. We'll answer your questions. It's going to be great.
And then Pam will be doing a demonstration at 2 o'clock in the Education Center. So you want to be sure to look for us there too.
So if you're new to AccuQuilt and never seen us demonstrate our
Yes.
product, come. I'm going to show you. We're going to open up a Ready, Set, Go.
Yep.
It's 20 minutes. We're going to have a great time.
Yep. And we'll have demonstrations. They'll be demonstrating in the booth. Expert
Yes.
Jeannie Miller will be there doing demonstrations.
Jeannie's coming. Jeannie's coming. I hope she wears a hat.
It's going to be a party.
It's going to be a party. All right, quilters, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you've been waiting for our show to end before you buy, now is that time. Here's a link to get everything you need while items are available to ship. And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time.
So you can quilt more.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.